Well, hi, a very warm welcome to Dusty Shelf. Here today at the Hollycombe collection, somewhere that I've been planning to visit for an awful long time. So last summer I went down to the southwest to Dingle's Steam Fair and the Steam Fair Museum, and had a look round there for one final time. I say final time, it's my first visit there, but shortly after I went, the museum closed and the rides and attractions were moved to other places. Half the collection went to the Stratford Barn, to a new Fairground museum that I hope to visit later this year, and the rest came here to Hollycombe, which now is known as Hollycombe Steam in the Country. And basically there's no better day to come and visit the Steam Museum than on their Miniature Models Day. So I've made the 2-hour drive down round the M25, and already I can see that today is going to be absolutely wonderful. The smell of steam and coal smoke in the air is, it's quite overwhelming at the moment. Very nice indeed. Things don't get going for about another hour, but there's the entrance plaza here. We'll have a look in there later. And then just down to this side, I'll just pan around again, avoiding people. Just down this way looks to be the Fairground. And we've got the Quarry Railway here. It does actually say in chalk on there, diesel trains due to fire, so that would be a shame, but still we'll have to go on definitely go on the railway. This one here is a traction engine rides. Just sweeping out the trailer, and then just further up, I'll make my way up. This is inside the entrance plaza, as I'll come back and have a look at that in a little bit. That's quite intriguing. Definitely raising steam on one of the steam engines by the look of it. So, oh no, it's not. I thought they were. Let me come over to the fence. I could see steam. It's not as a 1-inch model over there, or 2-inch maybe. Beautiful little steam traction engine there. Actually one of the steam engines just outside the shed. But, yeah, I think it'll be the diesel today. All of these tents set up for the miniatures festival, or miniature models festival I should say. So I'm just going to have a little wander down here, see some of the traction engines that are on display. Look at this burgers and sausages, hailing hot dog roast, but I'm just going to show you the grill that they've got here. How fantastic is that? That is absolutely superb, the barbecue train. That's really wonderful. Well, need I say more? As you can see on the field here, well, many miniature traction engines in steam. It's going to be a wonderful day today. I'm really looking forward to this. Not just traction engines. That's a rather superb model. Arena here for tanks. Let's go back to this plane. I keep looking at this. Unfortunately, he's just saying he's not allowed to take off, which is a shame. Oh, so many traction engines here. That really does look like fun. Articulating guns. Yeah, very impressed by that. Firing. Back to the park position. Loving the 6-wheel steer. Well, the 10-wheel steer. Must be 10-wheel steer, yes it is. Yeah. I think some of my off-road cars would struggle with that kind of off-roading. I tell you what, I love the living wagon over here. Just imagine that arriving behind a traction engine. There's a few full-size traction engines here. There's one just turning around at the end of the field there. Beautiful engine. And the reason I'm focusing in on it is it's actually uphill here. And working hard as it climbs. How lovely is that? Portsmouth and District Model Boat Club here. I love the amphibious lorry here, the duck. Another one here. Looks like the Action Man one I had when I was younger. Yeah, and here's the boating pool. Now my eye has immediately gone to the another duck, but this time of the mallard type rather than the military type. That is great fun. A little and a small tug launch there. That's the duck quacking. And fire patrol. One last shot of the duck, and let's head on. Here's the tap of the ratchet on the oiler. You see it just there. And I always find the speed regulators absolutely hypnotic. Actually got one of those as an ornament in my garden. Oh, maybe we will see some steam today. There's definitely heat in the engine. Read what it says about these. A Clayton and Shuttleworth single engine, portable steam engine. You see the picture here with the chimney folded back. Built in 1910. Certainly well polished. Looks beautiful. And look at this one. Fantastic to have these in steam. Oh, look over here, behind the station. What do they say? One man's scrap is another man's treasure. There's a signal box here. I'm just going to come back a little bit because I need to get the clock tower in. If you can see the signal box there with the clock tower. Let's go and have a look inside. It says on the sign, built in 1877 by the London and South Western Railway. Lever frames in here. says here just a few pictures showing the thousands of hours spent by dedicated volunteers in refurbishing the Lip Hook signal box. So Lip Hook is the local town or village to the museum. Wonderful, isn't it? And look at the lever frame there. It says Hollycombe, more fun displayed this way in the display shed, but I'm actually going to head down here to the beam engine and the water wheel. I think it's down here. There's the woodland walk. Oh, it's very peaceful down here. And this will be the water wheel and steam engine. Let's go and have a look. I can hear the water, well, I can see the water wheel now. It's inside the shed at the end. Right, an overshot water wheel. Overshot being the supply of water at the top there. It does actually say here, little is known about the history of Hollycombe's overshoot wheel, or overshot wheel, other than it came from a farm near Bramshot, having moved there sometime from Cornwall. And you see the centre drive driving the shaft. And the other side of the wall, this is where the shaft runs onto the flywheel here, up into a reversing belt, onto the shaft drive at the top. And we've got early farm machinery, and at the end here the beam engine. Got the boiler at the end. Well, I'm not going to stay down here too long because there's an awful lot of insects and I am being bitten as I stand here talking. See the steam engine in the centre of the carousel. It's not actually the carousel playing the music. The music organ. Let's go and have a look. You don't see every day, the steam swings. You see the traction engine powering the middle and the clutch system at the top there, just to pick the swing up and rotate it. That's wonderful. And then just further down, chair swings, again with the steam engine in the middle there. Well, time for a little ride on the garden railway, miniature railway. Lovely steam. like it's been used for a little while. That was quite pleasant. Alright, well, the first of the static models today. These are all scratch built.
Really? But
look at the organ in the back there.
Like that in there to go with that.
And
basically, 2-inch scale portable
threshing
engine.
machine.
Yeah. I thought. That was the gold.
One in steam at the end there.
There.
Let's have a look around this small museum here. I love the artwork on the wall there. That is superb. And a gold medal winner from the Model Engineering exhibition. That is absolutely beautiful. Hopefully I'm not getting too much reflection there. And from a model Galipers to a centre engine from a Galipers, a Savage here. St Nicholas Ironworks in King's Lynn. It's got a price list just in front of it. Motorbike there from a speedway. And another engine over the back there. Southern Railway wagon. Look at the Meccano models up on the wall. Got the traction engine over here. Super Dodgems just here. A steamroller, and I love this. So unlike normal Dodgems, you can see the wheels at the front there, so it's dual wheel rather than a one centre wheel as conventional Dodgems. That's wonderful. Model of a beam engine in the cabinet here. Wooden traction engine, and we got a steam fire pump built by Merryweathers of London, the world's oldest manufacturer of fire engines. Got the model steam engines at the top there. Lovely. And a cutaway boiler. I think these are superb, just to give some idea of how a boiler actually works. Good to see. There we got the organ on the carousel working now. See the engine in the middle there. Well, something very novel. In a trolley behind the traction engine.
Before we start, that's something very important.
The carriage is jolting with the piston strokes. Clearly it's steam.
Very cool.
What's this? What's that one called? It's a traction engine. Thank you. It's under. Old-fashioned caravan over there, isn't it? We've got a tight corner to go around.
Yeah. You have to be really careful with traction because you have to do it really quickly because they take a lot, because they're so heavy, they take a lot.
Very good job. You know what you're saying. And then get off to do the back of your legs, okay? Do you remember doing that last year?
You can really hear the traction engine holding the carriage back as we go down this hill. Got a threshing machine over here. More of the farmer. I'll stroll back down later and have a look.
Oh, look at this bamboo.
Baboon? Baboon. Oh, yeah.
Oh, working hard now up the hill.
That's right. Wow, well done. We could have our fruit first, don't we? Around the fruit. Have a look, see what time that train's going. Should be marked there somewhere.
Well, it's a really fun ride on a traction engine. You can see the trailer behind that I was filming from, and this is the engine. sitting here in the sunshine. Fantastic, feeling the heat coming from it. Well, some radar controlled items here, but that has to be my first ever radar controlled Scammell. I'm loving the living wagon behind it, but then also a couple of lorry models here, one of them carrying a traction engine, and a lot of stock cars and banger racing cars. And you see the state of some of these bodies, and I can hear them racing just over here, so let's go and have a look.
No, leave me alone. I do.
This is absolutely wonderful, proper banger racing. So all the bodies on here, all made of metal and all deformable. And obviously sustaining damage as they go round. Well, if you're familiar with the channel, then you'll be aware that I love roller coasters and love anything to do with Fairground or Fairground art. And today's exhibition is all Fairground models, so let's take a look round. 1/12 scale ghost house. Look behind. It's actually got the canopy lifted up, so you can see around the back of it. And Austin car ride under construction there. There's a few models here. I like the Scammell in the background there. And Tonka car. The Tonka car on the trailer. And down here, look at this living wagon. That's absolutely beautiful. Look at the workmanship inside. Do you know, what a great idea if you're into sort of doll houses and that kind of thing, to incorporate that into a living caravan. There's a project I'd like to do in the future. Another living wagon down here. And the Scammell at the top there. It's lovely. A beautiful model. I did note that the big wheel was missing from the fairground. Well, it's under restoration at the moment, and we're actually in the workshops here for the Hollycombe collection. And there's various bits of machinery around the building. So obviously they've moved it all to the sides to make some space for the models that we see today. Look at all these aircraft. Love the helicopter. There's a Puma on the side. I think it's a Puma. Not sure, but still beautifully modelled. And the two Hurricanes here. Oh, the Hurricane and yeah, it's a Spitfire behind. Sorry. 3D printer. Fascinating to watch, aren't they? My 3D printer's one of the first generation. Doesn't make very good prints, so I do need to invest in something a little bit more advanced in the near future. It says please ask to have a go on the radar controlled flight simulator. Love the Spitfire. As I say, in the workshops here, and look on the wall, the Fairground art. Wonderful. We'll go to this end. Some sort of sales wagon, and then down on the floor there's a dynamo by the look of it, and another piece of art on the wall. One of the carousel horses. Look at this. Wonderful. Now I'm going to move across to the model railway that they have here, which is absolutely huge. Well, this layout here is called Umbridge, and it truly is magnificent, and in N gauge. Now I'm going to cover myself and say, because I'm not sure if it's N gauge or N gauge fine scale. It certainly looks fine scale, but absolutely beautifully done. Just catch this loco passing. And one double heading coming back the other way. Wonderful scenery, and this is just at one end, so I'm just going to make my way around to the other side and just give some idea of the full size of this. I mean, it's got to be 20 feet long. That's a huge size layout, and a substantial fiddle yard just over the way there. And you can see the fiddle yard is disguised by the rock face along the front here. Now I am filming through perspex here, so do forgive me. Catch another loco just coming off of the show scene into the fiddle yard. I'm just going to show you over the back here the car transporter. Look at all of those. What a beautiful model that is. Yeah, so this rock face runs all the way along and then breaks up at the end here. Loving the way the birds are modelled flying down on the cliff face there and into the port scene down at the end here. I think there's a tank doing a circuit of the display at the moment. May just go and have a look at that. Parade of tanks. port area and the harbour side. There's a little sightseeing boat just here in the harbour. The ferry waiting to go. I love the way these bridges are modelled in here. Look at the kind of cascade of bridges running down from the water at the back there. Very nicely done. In fact, there's a loco coming round, so we'll catch that going across the bridges. Let's hold the frame for a moment. Perfect shot. Love the horse riders on the cliff top there. The tank being transported just over the back. So much to look at. And what an immense layout. And again, to repeat, all in a smaller end gauge. Still got tanks making their way round in here. There's another loco coming through. I'm going to try and film this one, but it will be through the glass. Past the goods yard here, you see a tank just being offloaded off the low loader there. Plenty of stock on display. A raised section over the back there with a secondary platform, and then into the main station here. Absolutely immense setup. I like the way this track goes from the higher section over there, transverses all of the rails, and then picks up at the front here over some railway arches. It's very effective. Must have taken an awful lot of planning. All the gardens in the back of the houses. Really nicely modelled. Catch this train going past. And if I just swing across to the houses here in the gardens, you can see the toilets in the back garden. And somebody actually in one of them just there next to the phone boxes. Now if you have a look on the channel, I've got some vintage cine film that I found, and it's actually got basically the car transporter that's just gone past. And it's got the real life version of that on the rails in the 1960s. Everywhere you look, there's more to see. Look at the market scene here, and the greenhouse on the back here. All the little Land Rovers on the roadway here. And I love the canal boat scene. That's beautifully done. Let me just go down behind the perspex to get this in full detail. And the Little spiral bridge. There's smoke coming out the chimneys here. Yeah, just so much to see. And look at the building here with York Model Engineering. And yeah, something gone wrong there with the lift, the fire engine in attendance. Let's follow this loco. Looking over there at the control systems, you can see just there. Loving the allotments here and the bridge in the background. There's so many things running on here. It's a lovely kinetic layout. Lots of movement, lots of things to look at, and yeah, as I say, an absolute mammoth size, and yeah, real pleasure to see. Small layout here, little narrow gauge layout, that just shows what you can do with a very small footprint. Yeah, quite effective really. And some of the other locos here. Right, let's move on to some more of the Fairground models. This looks lovely. At the traction engines at this end, and then the showman's caravans, side stalls, the helter-skelter, and I don't know whether these are scratch built or kit built, but I know that I've got a Langley Dodgems kit that's sitting on the back of my bed waiting my attention, and I'm quite looking forward to doing that one. I do love a good Fairground model. And look at this one, complete with the strobing light in the background. We've got the cars at the end here, and Motor Speedway, Cakewalk, and the Jets, and a lightning skid for good measure at the end. Lovely, and with all the transportation at the back there, and the Super Dodgems on tour. Wow, look at these. We've got a Miami here, so I've got to try and keep talking in case I get caught on the copyright for the music, but we've got it folded down here, and then the actual complete with sound system. Look at that. All running from an iPod. What a wonderful model. I like that a lot. I'm just going to pan around the back here. There's a little mixing desk at the back there for putting the sounds on. Wonderful. And the kaleidoscope here. Again, be careful, so I keep talking because of the music. I love the lighting package on these. Absolutely superb. Look at even the pay desk. Looking superb there with the lighting package. And yeah, this was running a little bit earlier, but got another Miami running here. Again with a wonderful lighting package. Mysteria at the end here. And a model here of Ace Burgers and a Walter. Again with an amazing lighting package in there. Beautiful models these are, and I love the artwork. So well done. Oh, look at this one. All the haulage all around the outside. So many items on here. Now this Helter Skelter in the middle, I'm aware of this one. This was done by Ledo, I believe. I've actually got one of those. Came in a set many moons ago, tin plate Helter Skelter. And then they got this one here, the little Speedway. And then at the front, a whole row of traction engines. All of those. Very nice indeed. Yeah, I like that a lot. Well, there's some truly wonderful models on here. Loving the showman's wagon over the back there. And the converted bus, complete with sleeping quarters. And at the front here, the junior ride here with the Austin cars. And then the fish and chips, freshly cooked for you to enjoy. Loving the little generator on the back here with the lights. And then we've got mini jets. Now look at the mechanism on there. Beautifully modelled. Super Dodgems over the back. And then another Jungle Ark. This one complete with the motorbikes on there. Then we come back so you get the full impression of the model. Supersonic Speedway. I said Jungle Ark, didn't I? Let's call it a Speedway. But wonderful model and wonderfully detailed, and again just loving the artwork on here. Clandy frost machine here, and a little repair going on there underneath the waltzer that's ready to transport. And then finally at the end here, a little side stall. I'll come back just to get the full effect. You'll see the little mechanism on the side running from the boiler, from the steam engine, running a little piston there, and that's running all of the animations for the, I guess it's a shoot 'em up game. Absolutely wonderful. Wow, look at this. Carter's Steam Fair, very, very close to my heart. Just still not quite got over the fact that it's not there anymore, but pleased to see that all the rides have gone to new homes. Now I've got a couple of videos on the channel looking around the Carter's yard. If you're interested, do have a look at those. You know, fascinating to see all the rides together for one last time, but lovely to see it in model form. So we've got the trailers here for the Jungle Thriller. I'm trying to speak a lot here so that I don't get caught for copyright, as I said a minute ago. So again, all of the workmen there that assembled the Jungle Ark. Something going on in the roof of the trailer, but we won't go there. And then this wonderful model of the Jungle Thriller, and beautifully modelled. Loving all the paintwork on it. And look over the back there, the generator, and then the swings at the end here. Wonderful representation of Carter's. I do believe this was actually in the yard when I was there, if I remember rightly. It's only because of what was going on in the roof of that lorry there. I do remember that, and I'm pretty sure they had it on display in one of the workshops. It was a pleasure to see then, as it is now. Well, look at this G-scale, and yes, certainly a huge setup here. Let's just catch some of the locos coming past. We've got the circus train. Love the animals on there, look. All-star circus. And we've got, well, I'm quite impressed with the way the track is put down. You've got like the platform running down here with the building, and then the bridge that obviously lifts up to give access for the track. And down the end here, a sort of cowboy scene. Now there's a loco making its way down, which I'm loving the look of. Very, very similar to the Shay that I've got. Beautiful looking loco, isn't it? And loving the rolling stock with it. Denver and Rio Grande. Got to catch that one coming round again, I think. So following the platform further along, got the little Jupiter type loco at the end. I forget what they're called, forgive me, somebody will correct me, but the old 440s. I'll just catch this loco coming back round. That is absolutely beautiful. and lots of further stock over the back there. Some lovely models on here. Look at this one. Gentleman's just put this on the track. Oh, what a stunning loco. And look at the rolling stock with it. Rather interesting loco here. I'll just try and see if we can catch a shot of this before it disappears behind the larger loco. Yeah, very interesting indeed.
Available to the Allies at this later stage of the war. This force will spearhead one of the two bridges. Forced across the one remaining bridge, the tanks are funneled down the main street and into the crosshairs of a dreaded 88mm gun. Tanks to scatter into the village, calling an airstrike to take out the gun emplacement. German tanks attempt to hold their ground but are soon forced to make a tactical withdrawal, technically superior to the Allied tanks, but simply outnumbered by the sheer mass of Allied vehicles, their losses soon mount up. Having pushed through the German lines and captured the railway gun, preparations are made to take out the radar stations permanently. Demolition charges are placed and the timers are set. the 88 taken out, the Allied forces advanced into the village. A village which is not so abandoned after.
Such a beautiful day, very, very warm. I'm just standing here by the fairground waiting for the traction engine tour to come up the hill here, because I reckon that'll make quite a noise as it climbs the hill. I can hear it coming around the corner. Certainly going to be working hard. Well, here we go, a trip on the railway. Yeah, sadly diesel propelled today. See the workshops there, Hollycombe Junction, and the steam engine Caledonia, sorry, Hollycombe Yard. Yeah, so sadly diesel because of the fire risk. Off the boating pool. What a perfect day to come and have a look around the museum for a first time with all these extra activities. Tank show is fantastic. Lorry over there. We're just caught up with the traction engine. Just waiting at the crossing here. a noisy train, but look at that view out across the South Downs. And, just come over this side and just look at the Quarry wagons here.
They do. They had a fire day here. Once we had a fire, and we came here and carried on, but they actually didn't have to hold the fire. When they turned on, they fell over.
To do here, we came out the station, made our way down to the loop, went all the way around, sort of top of the hillside. And now we're reversing back down towards the station. I have to say it's a little bit of an anticlimax to reverse back into the station at a low speed after such a scenic tour. Now slowly backing down towards the station. I'd love to have seen this working. Saw it uncovered this morning with the blade train, the circular saw there. But, I've not seen that operating all day today, unfortunately. Just seen the steam car over there. That's absolutely fascinating me. I've seen that pass me a few times today. I'd love to have a closer look. And back past the tanks we saw this morning. The display area for the tanks, and then back past the boat club. These two engines still ticking over in the sunshine, and here we are back into the station. I think it's been one of the highlights of the day is watching these full-size traction engines climbing the hill and actually working. Listen to the note coming from this. Oh, struggling a little. Wonderful to see them in motion. Look at these engines. This one's absolutely stunning. Saw this one going around earlier.
Apart from the few traders there was no public repair. And of course, because, you know,
That's absolutely lovely.
because it was annoying, because they did an October one, which was really good, and it was well attended.
Another full-size traction engine here, Little Lucy. Lovely engine note. Hopefully the microphone's picking that up. And a slightly smaller one here, Maggie. And here's the steam car I kept seeing. Stanley steam car. That's absolutely wonderful. Look at the lining on this one. That looks absolutely beautiful in the sunshine. Look at that. That's a very interesting one. The American outline. And a lovely note coming from the chimney there. A steamroller. Spirit of Kent. Lots of whistles going. Nice collection of engines here.
Yourself my umbrella, that's impressive.
In time with the one that's climbing the hill. Let's go and have a look. Great idea, isn't it? Hooking up a trailer behind a traction engine. Love it to bits. Really enjoyed my ride on there. Heading towards the end of the day now. A lot of the engines are being steamed down. I've been watching the sun all day and thinking the sun will get behind a cloud and I can walk up the field and go and have a look at the steam engines and all the traction engines without the heavy sunshine on them. But alas, well, I say alas, it's been a beautiful day. The sun hasn't gone in, so we're now at the end of the day. I'm just going to have a look at the last few models. Look at that. Steam wagon and the circular saw. I'd like to have seen that running. Let's get us some pictures of the tanks here. I like the armoury unit here with the field gun behind it. Another one here. It's one of the tanks we saw moving around earlier. And a couple of motorbikes at the end for good measure. Wonderful note. I can feel all the heat coming off all these engines as I walk through. Wonderful. And I do love, look on the side here, the Marshall logo. Well, as I start to wrap up my day here at Hollycombe, thought I'd have one last walk through the fairground. Another full-size traction engine there, Jasper, and this one here, P. Watts Popular Amusements on Tour. Something very majestic about these organs, isn't there? The haunted house. It's actually the haunted cottage. And all the mirrors. Yeah, just for you, Jersey Bill. There's a mirror, there's me. Makes me look thin. Cheroplanes. Mini cheroplanes, that is. And a juvenile Dobby set. I do love this swing set. I will do a video at some point about the Carter's steam yachts. The Victorian white knuckle ride. And look at the cheroplanes in full steam. I love the fact that Chero swings are steam powered. You just come round into the shade with my camera. Let's see if I can get a picture of the steam engine there in the centre. Steam powered swings. Really interesting how the clutch mechanism is working. Basically, one of the riders has a string and pulls the brake wheel onto the rotating shaft at the top, which then gives the swing some lift. And the line shaft at the top, powered by the steam engine in the centre. Well, I believe this is the Ferris wheel, as I say, under restoration at the moment. Well, here's the ride I was looking forward to, the Razzle Dazzle. You can see here it's basically a seated ride that tips and rotates, and yeah, I was quite looking forward to this one, but yeah, under restoration this year, so back in 2026-27, so I look forward to that on my return visit, because certainly this is a place that I will come back to. Well, as I think about wrapping the day up here, I'll just have a quick look inside the visitor centre, which is right at the entrance to Hollycombe steam in the country, and got this lovely atrium here, little steam lorry just as we walk in, a traction engine in the middle. Now, I was reading this a minute ago, didn't know much about Hollycombe. Basically, it's a Hollycombe estate, covers 4,000 acres. Basically, the collection was started by Commander Baldock. First engine arrived in the 1960s, and in the 1970s he began to open it to public. Many thousands of visitors came here until the end of 1981. However, raising costs, he had to sell the Fairground rides. Hollycombe soldiered on for a few years on a much reduced basis. However, in 1985, the volunteer staff asked if they could take over the running of the collection. The society, the Hollycombe Steam and Woodland Garden Society, was formed that under the leadership of the late Chris Hooker, a long-term volunteer, and the Volunteer Society still runs Hollycombe to this day, with a few of its founder members still here. So yeah, run by volunteers. And I'll just say thank you to all of them, because I've had a wonderful day. And a vintage motorcycle here from a speedway racer, and loving the art on the wall there. And then the Burrell tractor, Sunset number 2, the first tractor bought for the collection. Now, if you do come here, they do have a very nice cafeteria. And then just across the way here, quite a well-stocked gift shop. Well, I've had one of those days today that will live with me for a long time. Both my passions, fairgrounds and steam, all in one, and what a marvellous place this is, Hollycombe. Everywhere I've been today, all I can smell is coal and steam oil. It's just been absolutely wonderful. So many beautiful engines here, and the Fairground exhibition of all the models, I loved every moment of that. Some modelling genre that I've dabbled in, with the Falla Fairground and all that kind of thing, but I'd like to get into some of the larger stuff eventually. But yeah, some beautiful models in there, particularly like Carter's Steam Fair is the subject of one of the dioramas in there. Very nice indeed. Love seeing the traction engines climbing up the hills, the full-size traction engines, and as I mentioned, the smaller ones that have been running around all day today. Absolutely wonderful to see, and what a marvellous collection. So, as always, a really big thank you to all the exhibitors and organisers for the show today. Really big thank you to all the volunteers here at Hollycombe. Wonderful collection. I can't wait to come back, and certainly will be coming to this event next year. And yeah, with that, I'm going to wrap this video up. If you enjoyed it, please do give it a thumbs up, and please do check out the channel. Lots on there. If you can subscribe, you'd do me a really big favour. And I'll leave this one by saying thanks ever so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.